What is up, guys, and welcome back to another beautiful morning here at the Mint Hill Shoe Market. We're getting a little bit of an early start today. It's Tuesday, 7:55 a.m. We got the morning meetings at the 9 to 5, but today we are diving into the Saucony Guide 17. This is a shoe that's been sitting in my office inside this little white envelope, just wrapped up, chilling for, 2 or 3 months now at this point, because every time I think about opening this shoe up, I'm just thinking, why? Why does this shoe exist? And then I remember and get a little bit annoyed and don't take it out of the box. Because what they're doing here with the Guide 17, Saucony wants a Hoka, and Saucony wants to be Hoka. It's a little bit of an open secret. I don't even know if it's a secret at this point, but Wolverine Worldwide, the company who owns Saucony, they're trying to make Saucony the next Hoka. You can see it in their marketing. You can see it in their products. And so they've designed the guide to compete with or steal off or copy off the Clifton 9. If there's one thing I can't stand, other than people not putting up miles then calling it a review, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's copying. So that's why this shoe has just been sitting here. But I do want to give it a chance. The Saucony Endorphin Shift 3 was one of my favorite shoes of all time, and the guide has many of those same elements, just in a slightly different package. So we're going to open it up today. We're going to get some miles in it. And then you're going to hear my thoughts. Here we go. Saucony Guide 17. Let's get into it. Oh, man. I told myself I wouldn't be too negative in this review. How's it going so far? How's my trying not to be negative and just blasting Saucony? I don't want to just be blasting Saucony for 45 minutes. The thing is, and I decided not to pull out all the Saucony shoes that have been terrible for me this year, like the Speed 4, the Ride, and the Triumph. And I decided instead to pull out shoes to feature here that I liked as points of comparison. But man, Saucony has been a mess. They have been a complete mess in 2024. They've abandoned the hobby jogger market. I showed you this. So Saucony used to have the beating heart of the hobby jogger market. They used to be the beating heart with the Saucony Triumph 20 and 21. Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. The Saucony Endorphin Pro was, and probably still is, the hobby jogger race shoe. It's the shoe that brought race day technology to the masses. And over the past 12 months, they've just taken all of that goodwill, and that's what Saucony's done. All right? That's what Saucony's done to us hobby joggers. So I'm not doing a good job at not being negative. But the thing is, man, I have a responsibility. I feel a responsibility to speak my mind about what these brands are doing, man. So yeah, Saucony's been wandering a little bit in the wilderness, trying to become the next Hoka. They've had some products that have hit for me this year. Let's see if the Guide 17 is going to be one. Ooh, a little clean white colorway action. Bada boom. And the other thing is, so the other reason why I wanted to bring this out right now is because the Hurricane 24 is coming soon. I just ordered that one. It's going to be coming soon. I don't know when it's going to get here. I don't know when it's going to feature. I'm going to feature it. But the Hurricane 24 it takes a lot of the elements that are in the guide and amps it up more. So this thing here, it uses Saucony's Power Run foam, which is their standard training foam. And man, it is a lot softer than the Power Run in the Shift 3. So one of the issues that people had with the Shift 3 was that it was a very firm foam, and man, this is a firm foam. Holy cow. But the reason I love the Shift 3, and is it a little dark here? Should we brighten this up? The reason I love the Shift 3 was that it was such a smooth ride. Such a smooth ride. Look at this rocker profile here. That big curve. And then you had the plastic heel clip for some stability. So this was a shoe that I could run in it any form, any pace, any energy level, and it responded really well. It was a shoe that I knew I could pull for any day of the week, and it would absolutely crush it. Yes, it's a little bit firmer, but for me, I did not mind that because the rocker geometry was so nice, and the foam responded really well to some faster pace. So Saucony, it says they're using the same foam here, Power Run, but man, it is a lot softer. Just pushing it in here, this feels like it might be a soft ride. This feels like it might be softer than even the Ride 17. It feels similar to, let me bring this over here. Yeah, it feels similar to the Fresh Foam in the 860. Maybe it's a touch firmer, but it's in between the Fresh Foam and the 860 and the Power Run in the Shift 3. And so this has been a great replacement for me for something like the Shift 3, where it still has that structured feel. It still has that stability. This is a true stability shoe, but then you get that nice curve up and for the front, the nice rocker. And because it has the rocker and not the most aggressive heel geometry, it's easy to land in this shoe. I feel I can run any pace in this guy as well. So this is the top of the pile right now for me for not firmer, but more supportive, more structured, everyday running shoes that still have a smooth ride. This is not firm. I should not have said that. It is not firm. The Shift 3 is firm. This is not firm. And then, of course, we have the Boom. Let's compare it to this guy, Clifton 9. And you can see here, Saucony is going for some similar elements. They took the swoops of the Hoka shoes here, and it's actually the most egregious on the bottom. I mean, look at that. Look at the back area. And the Bondi, I wish I had the Bondi. I was actually thinking of getting the Bondi just for this, but the Bondi has the same exact rubber. So Saucony has borrowed or stealed some elements. Stolen. Bro, I'm tired. I need to go chug some more coffee. Hold on. Oh, man, I'm tired. Saucony has borrowed or stolen some elements from Hoka, but they've also introduced some new things in here that I think are actually really nice. So 6mm drop, the last version of the Guide 17. Oh my gosh, sorry, I'm off my game this morning. Last version of the Guide 17 was a 10mm drop, and it actually used to be identical to the Ride 17. And I decided not to bring the Ride 17 out here today just because that was not a shoe that I enjoyed, so I don't want to spotlight it. But they split them apart into two different directions. This is one of their stability shoes. They've gone with more mild elements of stability here, so they've wrapped the foam up on the sidewalls. They've created that wider base. It's similar to Shift 3 again, where you have that nice wide base. Let's see how the Hoka Clifton 9 compares. Yeah, similar to the Clifton 9, but there's no posts or anything in here. They do just have the sidewalls flaring up. And man, this foam though, I'm excited to run in it because it feels softer. It also feels lighter than I anticipated. It feels almost as light as the Novablast. And yeah, Endorphin Shift 3, this was a 4mm drop. The Guide is a 6mm drop, so you get 35 in the back, 29 in the front, which does make this more of a daily trainer, more of a stable daily trainer, less of a max cushion cruiser. This is more in line with the Hoka Clifton 9 than it is the Bondi. It's more in line with, even closer to something like the Pegasus than it is the Novablast. And of course, the Endorphin Shift 3 was up near 40mm, so this is a little bit lower stack than that. But it feels really lightweight in my hands, and I think, man, I have a feeling this might be the first Saucony shoe that I really love this year. This just looks like a shoe that I could put a lot of miles in, despite how much I've been bodying Saucony for just copying Hoka. But I do think that it looks okay. I don't love the colorway I got. This was on sale at REI a few weeks ago. Saucony wants to be that casual brand. They're just not there. They're trying it with their marketing. They're trying it with their products. They need a few more revs, and you can't force it, bro. You can't force the drip. You can't force the swag. And let me tell you right now, this is not it, fam. This is not it in terms of the swag. So if you're looking for some free game, Saucony, go hire some of the people from New Balance. Go hire some of the people from Hoka. Let them run your design department to get these things off the ground if that's what you're looking for. Man, Wolverine should hire me for free consulting, bro. Out here spitting game. But let's pop this thing on the scale. I just want to get some miles in. Guide 17. Hoka Guide 17. Let's go. Oh, brick. Hopefully it's not. It doesn't ride like a brick. I don't know why I'm so tired, because I actually got 8 hours of sleep 2 nights in a row. I wonder if it's one of those things where either my brain is catching up or it's my brain is saying, bro, you don't usually sleep this much. What's going on? What's going on? Or maybe I just need to chug more coffee. This is just becoming a caffeine addiction resource center, my channel. All right, this is coming in at 290 grams. Let's see, do we have anything inside? No, we don't. So that's decently light. It's not as light as I thought. It's a little bit heavier than the Novablast 4. Let's see how that compares to the Saucony Endorphin Shift 3. A little bit heavier than the Shift 3, which is a little bit weird because there's more foam in the Shift 3, but maybe you're getting additional padding in the Guide 17. Let's compare that to the Clifton. Clifton is coming in at 274 grams, so a little bit lighter in the Clifton. So the weight isn't everything, and I try to say this every single time because I don't want it to seem like I'm saying a bad shoe or a heavier shoe is bad. Weight means typically you're getting more cushion and you're getting more comfort, or you're just getting a denser foam that's going to protect the legs a bit better if you're a bigger runner or just a runner who wants more of that support. And this is a decent looking shoe. It looks like the Patriots alternate uniforms, right? The Bill Belichick 17s. But now Bill Belichick is dating 17-year-olds. But yeah, with this guy here, it's not the lightest weight, but as a daily trainer, I don't think it matters that much because we're not going to be throwing down mile repeats in this thing. Maybe we will. Last night, actually, I was watching the Clayton Young, what do you call it, docu-series on YouTube. Fire, bro. I don't want to put you on to some other content, but bro, that thing is fire. If you need some motivation and my morning coffee talk isn't doing it for you, go check out the Clayton Young and Connor Mance docu-series, man. Connor Mance, he runs like an angry wolf. Bro, that's how I want to look when I'm running. Anytime I see him running, it's just attack, attack, attack. In those Alpha Fly 3s, just up on his 4 feet, ripping. Man, gripping and ripping. Connor Mance. Shout out to Connor Mance, putting in the work. I was just on his Wikipedia, and bro ran a 1:11. Listen to this. 1:11 half marathon. That's a 5:36 pace when he was 14 years old. You know what I was doing when I was 14 years old? Trying to figure out how to download Wiz Khalifa mixtapes off of LimeWire. And bro was putting down 5:36 pace for 13.1 miles. It's disrespectful. And out there in Utah just putting in the work. So Clifton 9, a little bit lighter. And then New Balance 860 V14. A little bit heavier, 308 grams. So this is a stability shoe. Again, same thing as the Guide 17. And both of these shoes, and the reason I wanted to bring this up, both of these shoes are going in a little bit different direction. With their stability in 2024, they're not adding all the posts in the bulk in those heavy supportive elements that you might have had in the past. They're doing it in a little bit of a different way. The 860 does it with the plastic guide plate in here, and then the firmer foam on the bottom. And then the Guide 17 is wrapping the sidewalls and then doing the wider base out here. And again, it's not even that much wider than, it's a little bit wider than a neutral shoe like the Clifton, but not so much that it's going to add a ton of bulk. So not a super heavy shoe. I'm impressed. It's decently lightweight for what it is. You get 35 millimeters in the heel, 29 in the forefoot. So right in that middle zone for a daily trainer. It looks like a daily trainer. It feels like a daily trainer. Let's see how it rides. Let's see how it feels. Let's see how it fits. I'm hoping we get some good comfort. What do you think? Should we lace this thing up? Let's lace this thing up. That was a brick. Hold on. We got to do our QA check. All right. So the other shoe is 298.5. Ooh, a little bit of a difference here. 298.5 versus is there anything on this? Okay, that's not great. That's not great, actually. That is bad. That's a fail. So that's almost, they want to be Hoka. Well, they're Hoka here with their bad QA and mismatched weight shoes. Yeah, 7.5 grams. That's about a 2% difference in weight between the shoes. It's not going to make a huge difference out there running, but the reason I do this, I was talking about this with my guy Kevin recently. If they're shipping out shoes with 2% weight difference, what else is going on that's off? Where else are they cutting corners? That's the reason I put all these shoes on the scale. It's not just to see if I can still do math, okay? I can still do a little bit of math. So that's a fail. On to the next one. All right, guys, so lacing up the Guide 17 here. And despite the weight, ooh, man, this upper feels nice. One of the issues I had with the Ride 17, and again, I'm not giving bad shoes airtime anymore, unless I'm telling you not to buy them. But one of the reasons that I didn't like that shoe is it just felt so stiff and harsh. This does not, man. This feels nice. The upper is soft. It's flexible. It seems like it's going to be decently lightweight and breathable. That shoe, the Ride, was just so stiff and rigid. All right, stepping in here. Yeah, it definitely does not feel like a max cushion cruiser. My forefoot feels lower to the ground than in some other shoes I'm running in recently. And I know it's 29 millimeters in the forefoot. It's not a low minimal shoe by any means. Just comparing to, I was in the, SC Trainer V3 yesterday, which has 34 millimeters in the forefoot. Plus that was a size 11, so maybe even a little bit more. But yeah, on step in, this is decently comfortable. I like this upper a lot. This might be up there with the Brooks Hyperion Max for one of the nicest feeling uppers. This is just a great daily trainer vibe right now. And of course, the heel is nice and stable and sturdy when we step in here. Yeah, decently soft. And let's see. So the key issue with Saucony recently, really is the narrowness of the toe box. I'm getting a little bit of that here. Not too much. We'll have to see how it is when we start getting out there and putting some miles in, but not too bad so far. Yeah, I think this shoe is pretty clean. Overall, this is a good vibe. Did I find a Saucony that I liked finally? I don't know. All right, a little walk test here in the Guide 17. Man, stable, smooth, and protective. So one of the other reasons I wanted to take this shoe out of the box today, I know the hurricane's coming, but also my feet are feeling a little bit beat up. It's like my left foot will feel beat up, and then it feels okay. Now my right foot's feeling beat up. And I was planning to do a first run in a lower stack shoe today, but I said, you know what? Let me pull out the Guide because it's going to give me a little bit more protection and stability. And let me try not to rag on Saucony and just rip on them and wreck them for 49 minutes because they're out here stealing people's designs. But so far, smooth and stable. I actually think this is going to be a great walking shoe, especially once it's broken in a little bit. But the heel feels solid. It does have a little bit of that feeling I can get in stability shoes where the heel is very structured and it's locking me down. And it feels like there's 17 tiny elves just holding the back of my ankle down, ripping it and gripping it and pinning it to the ground. I have a little bit of that here, but it's not too bad. The rest of the upper is comfortable, nice and flexible, not too constraining. I think this is an upper that actually will break in a little bit, maybe give us a tiny bit more room. We'll see how breathable it is, but nice and soft. And overall, a good vibe for a daily trainer. I'm liking how this feels on foot. There's some shoes where I slip my foot in it, and it feels nice. It feels like a shoe that I want to run in. This is one of them with that 6 millimeter drop. So plan for the run today. Oh, there's a school bus coming, but I'm trying to be a little bit better this block with doing big days of volume and intensity and then cutting it down so I have some true recovery days. This is something that I learned from Coach Joe Rubio, the Running Warehouse owner. When I was out in California, I got the chance to have dinner sitting right across from him and got to ask him a ton of questions about training. So he gave me a few workouts, but as you guys know, it's not all about individual workouts, it's about how we structure the training. He suggested doing those bigger days of volume, so back-to-back 20-mile days, and then cutting it down, doing a 6-mile day or an 8-mile day. So today, I'm gonna do 8 this morning. Maybe I'll double this afternoon just to get some miles in because, again, one of the constraints with being a hobby jogger is we gotta try to get our miles in on the days where we don't have other responsibilities. And so if I can get another 4 this afternoon, that frees me up later in the week and especially on the weekend to not have to bank a bunch of miles because I really like being able to do only 6 on Saturday, spend some time with the family, and then head into the long run on Sunday on fresher legs. So today, this morning, 8 miles, 1 hour, We're going to be cutting it close, so I'll probably have to do the breakdown after the run, but let's get into it. Oh man. Oh man. Woo. You guys want the early overreaction? Should I give you the early overreaction? Man, my overreaction to this one is this is a brick. This is a brick. Ah, man. All right. Well, 6mm job, right? The geometry on this is nice. It's decently smooth. But man, this power run foam, this is just not doing it for me anymore in 2024. And I think the Shift 3 might have had a better geometry under it, a better rocker that made the firmer power run work a little bit better. I thought this was gonna be soft because it felt softer than the Shift 3, but this is firm. Whew. Yeah, my early overreaction with the Brooks Ghost Max sitting $10 above this at $150 and the Novablast 4 at the same price. My early overreaction is why? Why? All right, a little leg check here on the straightaway. Wow, it is hot today. But legs are feeling okay. And as I'm picking up the pace a little, I do get more bounce. So yeah, for me, this is probably gonna be one where I need to run a little faster for it to work. Not a soft recovery shoe by any means. Could be a good big runner pick though. All right. I gotta focus because I don't have that much time. I'll pop this thing back on when I have some more insights to share. Brick squad, Flocka. All right, that was mile 2. And keep in mind, I did an 18-mile double yesterday and a 20 on Sunday, 20-mile long run. So the long run is still in my legs. That being said, this shoe at my relaxed pace is not giving me a lot. Doesn't feel like it's absorbing the impact. Feels like I'm landing right on top of the ground, matter of fact, because of how firm it feels at an 8 flat pace for me. And when I pick it up to 730, it's better. So you will get a little bit more bounce and probably more benefit from the shoe if you're bigger, put more force down into it. But so far, just feels like there are better options than this. For me, Ghost Max 2, Novablast 4, 860. This is just pretty flat and unremarkable. Giving me big 880 vibes right now. Big 880 vibes. Ugh. Yuck. Push a T voice. Yuck. So this is one of the last 100% standard EVA shoes on the market at least at this price point, 120, 130, 140 and above, there's a reason. There's a reason why. The other thing is, they're saying this is a, what, 6mm drop? It feels like an 8. Feels like the heel is catching first and is a lot chunkier than the forefoot. So I don't know how they're measuring this, but it doesn't feel in that 4 to 6 range. It feels more like 8 to 10. All right, mile 3, 7:45. We got blue skies though, look at this. Bang. Shoes feel like a rainy day though. Bro, I don't know how Connor Mant does it. He's kicking his shoulder blades with his heels on every stride. It's wild. Shoulder blades to his heels, and then his knees are coming up to his nips. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. He's like a depraved stingray out there putting in the work. It's like a starving hyena. So shout out to Connor Mant. Connor with an E. Hard R, Connor. Was putting in the work. You think he likes to be called Connor or Kana? Alright, that was mile 4, 7:24 pace. I tried running like Connor Mant for 800 meters downhill, and now I'm tired. It's a lot of effort. I don't know how he kicks that high. It's wild. You guys ever heard that quote, be yourself because everybody else is taken? Yeah, Saucony's never heard that. Someone needs to go email that to Saucony. Be yourself, bro. What are you doing out here trying to be Hoka? Saucony had a good thing going. 2020 to 2022. Banger after banger. Speed 3, Triumph, Pro 3. Even the Convaro Pro. It served a very specific target. The Endorphin Elite served a very specific target. And the Endorphin Elite too. That is a fantastic example of everything wrong with Saucony right now. The Endorphin Elite 1 was firm, it was fast, it was designed for fast hobby joggers, bigger runners, hybrid athletes who you could put down some pace, and they're elite athletes. In version 2, they completely changed what it is. They made it soft because that's what the market, mass market, wants. Saucony is so focused on acquiring some unicorn-like hypothetical straw man segment of the mass market that they've abandoned the people who have made them a successful running brand in the first place, which is the hobby joggers. They're trying to sell to everybody. They're gonna end up selling to nobody. And that's what's happening with them right now. Their products are getting worse. Their marketing is getting cringier. It's getting disrespectful out here, Saucony. Come back to us. Saucony, come back, please. All right, let me give you 3 ideas. 1, give us a non-plated version of Power Run HG Superblast competitor. That's what we need. That'll be a banger. Absolute banger. 2, just make the Triumph an actual Triumph again. Make it, you can make it dual foam with Power Run Plus and Power Run PB or something, but whatever you did with the last one is just a complete mess. Man, and 3, stop killing off the products that are unique, that are differentiators. You're killing off the Convaro Pro, which served a target audience. That's how you build loyalty, serving one type a person, not serving everybody. We're having different products that are designed for different type of people. They killed the Converto Pro. They killed off the Shift 3. Same thing. It worked great for a segment of people out there who are now going to other brands. And they're essentially killing off the Endorphin Elite by making it a completely different shoe. Makes me sad. Makes me sad. I gotta say though, we're almost at mile 5. This thing is fine. It's not as bad as an 880. It's somewhere between 880, I think, and Ghost Max 2. And when I'm going downhill or running faster than 740, it's fine. It's smooth, it's stable, it's fine, it's completely fine. And the rocker is pretty nice. So this isn't gonna be a complete brick. I'm putting down a little Connor Mance on the straightaway here, and the shoe feels nice. Man, it's, for me, I just gotta put force down into it, and then it does give me more of those Shift 3 vibes. But what pace am I going? Oh man, I'm going to 620 something. That's the issue. Why would I pick this shoe to run 620? There's just better options. But what that tells me is, if you can generate the same force that I'm putting down at a 620, that was mile 6, 720 pace. I was just Connor Manson on the straightaway, not for the whole thing, but say you're 200 pounds, you could probably be putting down that force at your 8 to 830 pace. So not a shoe for lighter, more efficient runners. And still a pretty uninspiring foam, I gotta say. But the geometry is saving it from being complete blah, like the Ride 17. At least we have a rocker here. All right, we're closing in on mile 7, one more mile. Well, I flip this back on to say, we got Chicago coming up. 12 weeks. I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to approach it, but there's been this phrase that keeps coming to me: commit to the work, commit to the work. That was mile 7, 742 pace. Commit to the work. What does that mean? You guys have heard me talk about, man, if your goal is effort, consistency, and health, there's no bad runs, there's no failure, as long as we're getting out here, getting after it, and staying healthy. So that's the approach I want to take for Chicago. It's not going to be about a time. It's not going to be about a PR. I want to commit to the work. Commit to the work, commit to the training. Those non-negotiables. And if I execute on those commitments, then I can show up happy, healthy, feeling joyful. I watched this Drew Hunter video last night about how he lost his way in training in 2023, and after the birth of his daughter, he regained that purpose, found his joy again. So that's my goal, man. Commit to the work, get after it a few times a week, knowing that Chicago is coming. Rest of the days, test shoes, have fun, but man, we're gonna commit to the work. We are committing to the work. All right, guys, bang, commit to the work. Let's go. 8.26 miles, 7 minutes, 37 seconds, 1 hour, 2 minutes, 55 seconds. And I'm fired up. I'm fired up. You know I'm fired up? because we got some miles in. And tomorrow, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get some more miles in. And we have a goal now. We have a goal, which is to commit to the work a few times a week. Get out here. Give it our best effort on some pace. That was not today. Today was just pure mileage. But in a surprising turn of events, I don't have that much time again, man. I've had a lot of these early meetings. It's crushing me. We're going to have to come back out and do the breakdown in a little bit. But in a surprising twist, I ended this run not hating the Guide 17. I actually quite liked it by the end. Surprisingly, I know. It's not a brick. I apologize for the Waka Flocka Flame reference. And it might even be better for me than the Clifton. Feels like there's a little bit more pep in it, and they're both standard EVA foams. Saucony and Hoka are keeping the standard EVA alive. Well, the Hoka's compression molded, but Ultra has it as well. But regardless, stable, smooth, and for me, below a 740, which I was at a 737, it's got some nice pep. Now, is it soft? Is it cushioned? Is it the most forgiving? But workhorse style, if we're getting out here and saying ridiculous things like commit to the work and running like Connor Mantz, this is a good shoe for that. All right, once again, I have no time, so I'm going to go try to shower and probably be a little bit late to this meeting. I'll see you guys in a bit. Oh, I got to get my slides. All right, a little lunchtime action here. Looks fire. Just a little refuel. What is this called? Tabbouleh?
It's a brown rice tabbouleh.
Brown rice tabbouleh, hummus, falafel, and a little sneak peek. What do you think? What are your initial thoughts? A little sneak peek.
I like the colorway.
You do like the colorway.
Nice and bright.
What do you think about Adidas? Do you feel like an Eastern European immigrant when you put them on? Are you actually going to wear them?
Running, I would. Yeah.
Okay. Would you wear them anywhere else?
I would not wear them for swag.
Okay.
But I will wear them running, for sure.
Okay, cool. Are you gonna
Maybe.
run tonight?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, next time we'll get your thoughts. This is not what I ran in today.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't run them yet.
Did you? Okay.
This is a little sneak peek. I haven't even
So
opened
you
mine
can't
yet.
recommend?
I don't know. I haven't opened. I haven't opened them yet. Yeah.
Ira, no. I know, but
What do you see? You can't eat the batter. Then boom, this is a little special sauce right here. The olive oil with the Parmesan salt and pepper. Gonna dip the farmer's market bread in it. Now this is how you refuel, man. This is how you refuel. You're not gonna be underfueled today. Look at that, bang. All right, guys, so it is the afternoon. Happy afternoon. We still have the Guide 17 out here for this morning, and I really want to get some more miles in the More V5 for the 100-mile review, but we're not done. We're not done with this story. We are not done with the Guide 17. So we're going to double back and do 6 more miles in this, and then we can get the breakdown in. So I'm not going to bring the GoPro out there and all that, and man, the thing is cleaning it off with my features. Just, humidity is just crazy. But we are not, this story is not over. All right, so we're going to bang another 6 miles in the Hoka. Oh, gosh, man. It's not even... I don't understand how there's so many mosquitoes out here. Also, the flies, the little black flies. Every night at dinner now, we've got at least one of them. And when I leave my shoes out here at the shoe market, we got about 13 to 18 of them on the shoes. But all right, second run in the Guide 17. The reason why I wanted to do this doesn't feel like... didn't feel like I got the full story this morning. And I think with it being a slightly firmer shoe, it's going to be one that rewards some time on feet and some mileage. So that's why we're doing this second run in the Guide 17 this afternoon. A little six pack to close it out, and then we can come back over here and do the breakdown. But on the first run, man, I warmed to it for sure. And as I started putting some more pace down and getting closer to that hour mark, the firmness of the foam was actually enjoyable. So not a soft shoe, but I'm doing the second run because I think this might be a shoe that people who don't like super soft, squishy foams might enjoy. And so doing this double run day test, it's only 14 miles. It will only be 14 miles. It's not my typical 20 or 22. But it's a little bit of a way to see how would this potentially do for a long run? How might this do for bigger runners? Does it have the structure and support that I might want if I'm spending a lot of time on feet or carrying more weight? So with that, guys, 6 more miles than the guy 17. Let's do it. Alright, a little retie action. I absolutely cranked this puppy down. Holy cow. That is too tight. The fit is actually really nice on the upper. This is a really solid upper. I know I said that earlier, I just want to say it again. This is one of the most enjoyable training uppers of the year. So this will also give me a nice chance to test the breathability, since it's actually not as hot as it is normally. Let's see. My watch says 87. I guess it's pretty hot. It's almost 90. All right, guys, we got our miles. The heavens are about to absolutely open up on us, so we're going to need to make this brief. Whew. Man, the thunder is a thundering, but we got, what do we get? 6 miles, 7:58 pace. I'm not even going to sit down today. I'm just going to rip these right off and we can go down there. But man, my legs are feeling a little bit tired at the end here. And this is one of the challenges of the hobby jogger training program here, which is try to get in our miles when we can, and then whenever we can do the quality work or the faster work, I know all runs are quality, do it. The issue is that sometimes I end up maybe overstacking the miles the day before a tough workout, and I did want to get in a workout tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see how we feel, but let's go bang down to the street, because I can feel the temperatures dropping, the thunder is rumbling. We are about to get wrecked by Zeus. Oh boy. Does that look good to you? That little blue spot right there? That does not look too good to me. Alright, man, the thunder is really rumbling. I can see the gray and dark blue just coming into this direction. The sky looks like this part of the shoe right now, this mixture of navy and white. That is what the sky looks like. But we got 14 miles in the Saucony Guide 17. We got a Mazda coming. I've been calling this thing the Hoka Guide 17, but I actually think this is a nice improvement from what they were trying to do from something like the Clifton 9. Yes, it's the standard EVA, but now that it's softened up a little bit, and that's why I did the second run, so we could truly test it with 14 miles on the day. It's softened up a little bit. It still has that traditional workhorse style feel that you might expect from a $140 daily trainer, but it has the nice rocker. The foam is decent. It feels protective. It's not the most exciting, but it's going to get the job done. So for $140, that's all you can expect really from a lot of these shoes in the category. This is not going to blow you away, but if you like a little bit of a firmer ride, this might be a good pick. The thing is though, I've been running in a lot of mediocre shoes this week. The Asics Metaspeed Edge Paris, that was fine. I felt efficient in it, but it was not fun. Yesterday, SC Trainer V3, again, got the job done for long runs, but not fun. Sorry, I have something in my mouth. And this is a similar vibe in the Saucony Guide 17. It gets the job done, but it's not that fun. Yes, it's protective, but so is something like the New Balance 860 V14. So is something like the Nike Zoom Structure 25. So where I'm landing on this guy after a full day of testing, and I do want to do some more runs in this to see how it might evolve, but this is going to be a nice pick if you want something firmer, if you want something stable and smooth. If you're a bigger runner and are considering shoes like the Brooks Ghost Max 2 or maybe even the Saucony Ride 17, this is fitting into that category, right? It's firmer. It does have a decent amount of stack, but it's not so much stack where it feels like you're fighting against the foam. It's not as cushioned as the Ghost Max 2. It's not as cushioned as the New Balance More V5 of the world. It still does have a decently streamlined feel. So if you're used to running on something like the Brooks Ghost or the Nike Pegasus or an old shoe from Marshalls or REI or DSW that you got 5 years ago, this is going to be a nice upgrade. But if you're used to running in shoes like the Invincible or the Saucony Triumph or the Hoka Mach 6 or Mach 5, this is going to be a lot firmer, more traditional, less exciting. So good qualities of it, the comfort, especially for walking and especially in the upper for running. This is one of the best training uppers that I've tried this year, right up there with the Hyperion Max, and it is very breathable. That was one of the things I was surprised at just after taking it out of the box. Really nice and breathable upper, better than the Ride 17. The Ride's upper was constraining and constricting, not as flexible as this. This does have the tongue with the straps, which makes for a really nice fit, and I was not getting any rubbing today. Then around the heel, we do have some support, which is nice, and the wider base, so of course the shoe is gonna be very stable and protective. And the other nice thing is just the geometry of it. It does roll along really well. It gives me enough support without being too aggressive. Now I do have to say, because it's firmer though, I personally feel like running faster just to get more benefit out of it. But if you're a bigger runner than I am, I'm about 160, 155 right now. If you're bigger than me, you'll probably enjoy the shoe a little bit more at relaxed paces just because you can put more power down into the shoe. Now, on the other side, if you're a lighter, more efficient runner, this is probably gonna feel a little too firm unless you really like that firm feeling. But for those who are lighter on their feet or don't like a firm ride, this is not gonna be the pick. Now, downsides, firm, not exciting, and the foam just isn't up to par with a lot of the market. The New Balance Fresh Foam is better than this. The Hoka foams, not in the Clifton, but in the Mach 6, which you could also get for 140, is better than this. This is solid. It's a good ride. I didn't end the day as annoyed as I started it, and if I bought this and this were my one shoe, I would be fine with putting a lot of miles on it. I do think it's gonna soften up, and I do think it's gonna give me a little bit more than I'm getting today, but as with the rotation, the options that I have, with all the options that I've been able to test on the market, this just isn't up to par with everything else. So it's a fine shoe. It will serve one corner of the market well. So if you want something simple, streamlined, smooth, with some stability, this is gonna be a decent pick. But if you're looking for something super fun, super bouncy, this is not gonna be it. And again, with everything else on the market, this just isn't up to par with the level of tech that we have. So smooth ride, good stability. For what it is at 140, it's okay. It's much better than I thought. It's probably my favorite of the Saucony training shoes that I've tried this year, this and the Convara Pro. And it's got me excited to test the Hurricane 24. So that is the main thing. How is the Hurricane 24 gonna build on this? I'm hoping we get a little bit more pep and pop out of that shoe because that one has the race foam on top. This is 100% of the Power Run PB, which look at this. It did soften up a lot. And I might have to do a double day in this or something because look at the flexibility. I was not expecting that. So this probably is gonna be one that evolves a little bit, but out of the box, not the most exciting. It's now starting to come down on us, so, oh gosh. All right, I think we're gonna end it here. I didn't really have anything else to say. It's coming down, and take a look at this. Yeah, that's all I have for you today on the Saucony Guide 17, guys. A decently smooth rockered shoe. Not the most exciting. It's not going to knock the Novablast 4 off the perch or the 860 V14 off the perch, but it's not as flat as I thought when I first put it on. And I also do think this is going to be a great walking pick, so I might spend more time with this walking to test it for that, because that actually might be where its sweet spot is, similar to the Ghost Max 1. And I actually think this foam might be just a little bit denser than that, or firmer than that foam in the Ghost Max 1, but it is about to start just completely drenching us here. So I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Thank you for watching. We still have Look at that. That little bit of blue sky is just holding on over there, like Saucony with the standard EVA. just holding on. Keep the blue sky alive. Keep the EVA alive. All right, one more thing. It didn't absolutely open up yet, but look at these. Oh, baby. Look at these. Little peach muffin action. Oh, my goodness. We're going to have to do a little one-bite test. I might have to get some little oat milk action going. Whew. And Supwell Kitchen has just been back and firing over the past few weeks. And Charlie's just been on her game. Look at this. All right. Little one bite. Everybody knows the rules. Which one looks like the best? I guess we'll just take... I'm probably going to have two. I'll just do this little small one first because it's hanging on the side. Oh boy. And it looks like there's some icing on the top. Homemade vegan peach muffins. One bite. Everybody knows the rules. Man, those peaches are juicy. Peach muffin, underrated summer delicacy right here. Absolute delicacy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Other boys need to get their miles and their muffins up.